I'm Plutoburns, and welcome to Eagleland. I do plan out the order of these shows so that I have several crap mangas in a row, followed by something good so I can cleanse my palate. But last week's special episode has thrown me off my track. So this week's manga, Beastmaster, is one I'm quite fond of. Beastmaster is a short and sweet romance that does an excellent job of making me like its main characters. For a short series like this, the most important thing is the main characters. The main heroine, Kobuzuko Yuko, is refreshingly normal for a manga heroine. Apart from being too fond of animals, she is normal and seems completely aware of it. But this manga needs a hook, so our male lead is a rare species indeed. Apart from his outlandish backstory, he is cursed with very angry-looking eyes, despite this being his more at-ease appearance. You know, that's a pretty original setup. I can't think of any other manga where the main character has a nasty glare. Okay, so it's ridiculously common, but I give this manga a pass on it. Because of the ridiculous amount of contrast between his scary face and his normal face. Anyway, we open upon Yuko trying to calmly approach her cat, who must have scampered off.
I got you! You should not run away! We were worried about you! I'll never let you go!
I will name him George, and I will hug him and pet him and squeeze him.
I'm not a bunny rabbit.
Yeah, speaking as a cat owner, there isn't a cat alive who appreciates forceful nuzzling. The weather gets worse as she tries to coax the cat out of the tree, but then a guy jumps out of the tree with a very content cat in his arms. Yuko approaches and calmly asks for her cat, from a scary-looking guy whose face is bleeding. Next day at school, the teacher has an announcement. It's sudden, but I would like to introduce a transfer student. Oh, Lord. The transfer student cliché is so old that making fun of it is cliché. Moving on. This is Leo. Please don't be scared of him. Yeah, I don't like to judge based on looks, but those eyes scream, I am low on drugs and I will knife you. So I will give these people a pass on judging based on looks. But Yuko ignores all the gossip and follows him. She wants to thank him for saving her cat, and she assumes that since her cat liked him, he can't be all bad.
We've got a lot of work to do.
Hi, I'm Kobuzuka from your class. I wanted to thank you for saving my cat yesterday. Don't you think I'm scary? No.
Well, you should. But then Leo reveals his totally not scary face. Turns out he is just a big cuddly man-child with heroin addict eyes. I get nervous when I talk to people, since I grew up living in remote places. Like deserted islands in the African savannah. Was that an actual spit take?
Hey, since you're so nice, let me give you a present. This is a special charm. Oh, what is it? A golden lion ball?
Ugh. Someone's not king of the jungle anymore. Now, everyone assumes Yuko is some master beast tamer because she is friends with a really scary guy. Meanwhile, Leo gets waylaid by some 1980s stereotypes. They are looking for a fight, so Leo flees up a tree. Hey, come back down. We didn't mean to scare you.
Leo, it's okay. You can come down.
So they talk. You've been misunderstood because of your scary face. That's so sad.
Yeah, I've never been in a fight before, except those hunters and poachers. And there was that jaguar I tore the throat out of in self-defense. Ever since then, I go into a blood rage when I'm attacked and don't usually remember anything later.
Thanks for avenging Tarzan's parents? What the hell am I supposed to say to a revelation like that? On their way back to class, Yuko and Leo get waylaid by a classmate who tells them some gangsters are looking for Leo and they need to hide on the roof. But it turns out the bugger was working with the gangsters, who apparently got beat up by Leo at some point. They take Yuko hostage and start beating on Leo. Yuko tries to warn them, but Leo breaks free and starts beating these guys into bloody pulps.
He dashes around like an animal and absolutely wrecks these guys.
This manga's really violent for a shoujo. And it's kind of awesome.
But this manga would be cancelled if our main hero killed someone by tearing his throat out. So Yuko jumps in to make the save. It's okay, Leo. Calm down, calm down. Leo is a good boy. This works like a charm, and Yuko still doesn't find Leo scary. In the next chapter, Leo and Yuko are talking about Leo's guardian Toki when anachronistic gangster squad shows up. Apparently there's a rapist in the area, and these guys are on patrol. The official English translation leaves the word rapist untranslated for some reason. So they separate, but Leo is worried and follows her. Meanwhile, the previously mentioned Toki decides the best way to have a private conversation with Yuko is to wear a stalker coat and cover her mouth from behind. She beats him for this stupidity. No, that's no rapist. That's my guardian. So they go back to Leo's place, and after sending Leo on a pointless errand, Toki sits down and talks to Yuko. Too long did not read, mom is dead, dad is missing. He then gives Yuko a grotesquely gaudy gazelle gasser that he says should be used if Leo ever gets violent again. On her way home, Yuko gets grabbed by the actual rapist. But Leo makes the save and proceeds to beat the man within an inch of his life. Toki arrives ninja style. You must use the pretty blowgun! I'd rather try talking to him than use your embarrassing blow dart.
Plus, shooting him with a blow dart just seems inhumane. I mean, it's not like he's a violent animal with... Okay, Toki might have a point.
But of course, beauty tames the savage beast, and Toki takes the rapist to the police station. With quite an interesting story to tell, I imagine. Next chapter. Chapter 3 opens with a return of Yuko's obsessive love for animals. She gets all depressed that none of the animals like her.
Just for me to pet and play with. Gee, I wish I had a little friend.
Leo hugs her from behind and calls over his bird friends so that they land on her finger. This causes Yuko to descend into paroxysms of joy. If Yuko's happy, I am happy too.
Very smooth. Dos Equis man approves.
Chapter 3 mostly deals with an abandoned German shepherd that turned violent, so I'm just going to skip it since not much of importance happens. But it was nice to see Leo resolve a violent scenario without having to go berserker mode.
You don't want to overuse that gimmick. You might wear holes in it. Plus, it's probably not a good idea for the main hero of the manga to be going berserk mode every chapter.
In the 4th chapter, Leo is playing basketball for a festival thing and absolutely wrecking since no one dares take the ball from him. That is until they send in time-displaced Boss Man.
No, I'm not going to let this go. Their style is so out of date, they might as well be dressed like Vanilla Ice.
But Leo wins through sheer athleticism. Dude, that was so awesome! Thanks, let's work hard together. And that's the end of everyone being afraid of Leo. Seriously, it's never brought up again. Makes sense, actually, since he's such a nice guy. But now an ominous figure looms over Yuko, right before she gets pushed down the stairs. Naturally, Leo catches her, taking the damage on himself. Just kidding, he's fine. But Yuko was unwittingly called out by the girl who pushed her. She is the girlfriend of that Pillock from the 1st chapter, and she is looking for revenge for his disgrace. She takes the very important harmonica charm of Leo's that Yuko was holding on to.
Which I probably should have mentioned. Go on.
Her plan is to cut up Yuko's face and then get beat up by Leo, making Leo the bad guy. This is a stupid plan, but in fairness, she is portrayed as someone at the end of her rope who isn't thinking clearly. Yuko stares her down and says, "Yeah, this plan isn't going to work. Even if you cut me up, I'll just stop Leo from rampaging. 'Cause I can do that."
Gigantic balls on this girl.
Leo and Pillock show up, causing Knife Girl to break down and drop the harmonica in the river.
Yuko, in one of her dumber moments, jumps in after the charm. Leo jumps in after her and is presented with the choice of saving Yuko or the charm he got from his father. He doesn't even hesitate and saves Yuko.
My dad taught me that you cannot protect two things at the same time. If you don't make a decision, you lose both.
But didn't you say that charm was as important as your life?
Yuko is even more important than my life.
And that's the end of Volume 1. God, do I love these two. Beastmaster is a rather short series with only 2 volumes, so there isn't any time for side characters. But man, are the leads awesome. Yuko is a rather stable character who is incredibly kind and understanding, but at the same time, she is self-assured and capable of taking care of herself. Leo is something straight out of a pulpy novel with his whole wild child backstory, but at the same time, he is a very grounded person with a strong moral code, while at the same time being cheerful and endearingly naive. His devotion to Yuko and sweet nature make him frankly adorable. The manga is also quite funny, with a really cool joke drawing style that turns character faces into hilariously styled square monstrosities. Beastmaster is created by Motomi Kyosuke. She has a decent amount of other romance stories available. If you're interested, Otokome Beads Club is even shorter than Beastmaster, and there's also Dengeki Daisy, which is a much longer series that is still running. Her stories tend to feature really strong independent female leads, and Beastmaster and Dengeki Daisy are both available in the United States. Till next time, I'm Plutoburns, and this has been Eagleland.
In the jungle.